Hello everyone, and welcome to Getting Started with Microsoft Word. In this introduction video, we are going to discuss what Microsoft Word is, take a brief tour of the Microsoft Word interface, and look at a couple super useful online resources. First, let's answer the question, what is Microsoft Word? Microsoft Word is the document processing software included in Microsoft Office. You can find it online in your Office 365 account, or it is also available in the Darton Campus Computer Lab. It can be used to create a variety of files, including letters, flyers, brochures, other text-heavy documents, and academic papers, which is what we will be focusing on here. Word is used because it gives lots of options for organizing information and creating a stylish and eye-catching document by utilizing its many included tools such as tables, graphs, and SmartArt, just to name a few. Now that we have an idea of what Microsoft Word is used for, let's take a brief tour and see how it works. This is the Microsoft Word window. We are currently on the Home tab, as you can see here. Let's start with the File tab. When you click the File tab, it takes you to the Backstage view, which we are viewing now. This is where you can open a file, open an existing file, save a file, print a document, or close Word. To create a new file, click where it says New, then select Blank Document or one of the existing templates. I'm selecting a blank document, which brings me automatically back to the Home tab so that I can start formatting and adding information to my document. I wasn't quite done with the File tab, so I'm going to double-click the File tab to go back to Backstage View. To open a file you've already created, you click on Open, and then either select the file in the column on the right, if it is already showing, or click on a location, and then navigate to and open your file. To save a file, click the Save button, and then select where you want to save the file. If you don't see your preferred saving location, click Browse, find your location, name your file, and then click Save. To print a document, click on Print, then adjust your print settings. You can choose to print two-sided, choose which pages to print if you don't want to print all of them, or choose grayscale or color if your printer has color, and so on. Then select your printer and click Print. To close Word, you can just click this Close button and then say yes to save changes if prompted. Now let's go back to the Home tab. I'm going to use this arrow, and it will take me back to the Home tab. A large portion of what you'll do in Word is located on this tab. First, let's talk about the document. You'll notice it looks like a sheet of paper, and so that way you can see exactly what it would look like after it's been printed. When you type text, it is added to the document at the insertion point, which is this blinking line here. Now I will type some text so that we have a little text in our document. The clipboard area on the ribbon has buttons that allow you to cut, paste, or copy text. You can also use keyboard shortcuts if you know them. To cut or copy text, first you highlight it, then click the Copy or Cut button, then click where you want the text, and then click Paste. The Cut button, the scissors, removes the text, the Copy button makes a copy of it, and then paste it wherever you tell it to paste. I'm going to paste some text here that I already typed so that we can have more text to work with for our example. You can change the font, font color, font size, and so on in the font part of the ribbon. Select the text you want to modify, which I've done here by highlighting, and then use the buttons in the ribbon to apply changes. I'm going to make this smaller and blue. The buttons in the paragraph part of the ribbon work the same as the font area buttons. You select your text, and then apply by clicking on the button. I've just centered my first line of text. You'll notice if you place your mouse over a button but do not click on it, a tooltip will pop up that tells you what that button does. So if you are ever unsure if a button does what you want, you can just hover over it to learn about it. And of course, if you ever accidentally do something you aren't happy with, just use the undo button, this arrow up here, to undo it, like how I just undid centering my title. There are some preset styles here that can be useful for making your document look good, but for academic work, I suggest sticking with the guidelines given by your instructor, which are usually Times New Roman, size 12, double spaced, which I'm applying to this text now. Next to the Home tab is the Insert tab. The Insert tab allows you to insert visual items that add interest and help you express your information in a visual manner. Words are good, but sometimes a picture, shape, or even a text box for a call-out can help get your message across better. This is the tab where you will find those things. To insert these items, you make sure your insertion point is located where you want to insert the item, and then click the button for the item in the ribbon. Once you insert an item, you'll probably see contextual tabs that relate to that item. These are tabs that give you even more options for modifying the item you just inserted. Let's insert a table for an example. I click the Table button and then select the boxes to make a 3x3 table, and then click in the bottom right box that I need, that 9th box there. Now there's a table in my document. Then I click on it again to make sure it is selected. And now at the top of the screen, I have two contextual tabs. I see the Table Tools header, it's cut off here, with the Design tab and a Layout tab. Design gives me options to change the look of the table, and Layout gives me options to add a column or a row. If I were to insert a shape, I get a contextual tab called Drawing Tools that lets me format my shape. I can change the color, the outline, or other features to make it match the rest of my document. Beyond inserting tables, pictures, or shapes, this is also where you can add, back to the Insert tab, headers and footers to the top or bottom of your page. To do this, click the appropriate button. Header if you want to add text that shows up at the top of each page, or footer if you want to add text that shows at the bottom of each page. There are lots of preset headers and footers, but for academic papers, it is better to select the Edit Header or Edit Footer buttons, and then add the text you need in the right location to make sure you match the guidelines your instructor has given. Also, if you are to use MLA or APA format, make sure you look at those guides to see where things like page numbers, titles, and last names belong. For this example, I'm just going to add my last name to the right edge of the header and a page number to the center of the footer, like so. Go to Header, Edit Header, hit Tab twice to get to the right edge of the header, and type my last name. Then I will click Close Header, and you see it saves my name in that corner. My name will be in the top right corner of every page of this document. Now, back to Insert, Footer, Edit Footer, and I want to add a page number to the middle. I will hit Tab once to get my insertion point to the middle of the footer. Then I will go up here to the page number button, select current position, and plain page number to add the page number to the center of my footer. Do not type the number in your footer. If you type the number 1, it will be the number 1 in the footer of every single page. You need to use the page number button to make sure that it changes so that the bottom of page 2 has a 2, bottom of page 3 has a 3, and so on. Then I close header and footer, and you can see my page number there. I scroll down, you can see a 2 at the bottom of the second page. For the purposes of this video, we're going to skip the Design tab as it deals with preset document designs that don't usually apply to academic papers, and move on to the Page Layout tab. This is the Layout tab, or in older versions of Office, the Page Layout tab. On this tab, you'll find margins, orientation, columns, and breaks. You can also see where you can change spacing and indentation. For academic papers, the most important button here is the margins button, which is where you go to make sure your paper has the 1-inch margins that are often asked for in a paper. To do this, just click the margins button and select the normal option. This will automatically set all your margins to 1 inch. Next, let's look at the References tab. References tab has buttons that help you insert footnotes and endnotes, as well as citations and a pre-built bibliography or works cited page. Be careful if you choose to use these, because there are some bugs in the built-in citations and bibliographies. I recommend typing your citations and bibliography or works cited page manually at the end of your document instead of relying on this tool. With that disclaimer out of the way, here is how you would use these tools. To insert a footnote or endnote, put your insertion point where you want the note to be notated in your document text. Then click the appropriate insert button. I'm going to insert a footnote. This will add a superscript numeral to your document text and move your insertion point to the location where you type the footnote text, like so. To add a citation, first you want to make sure the correct style is selected. I'm going to select MLA and then click Insert Citation. This will insert your citation wherever your insertion point is. Then I'll click Insert Citation, add new source, and type my information. And then click OK. And now I have a citation where I asked it to insert the citation. Once I'm done with my paper, I can go to the end and add my bibliography. If your bibliography needs to be on a new page, go to the end of your existing text, then hold the Control key on your keyboard while pressing Enter to move to a brand new page in your document. Then you can go to your bibliography button, select whichever type you need, and it will automatically insert it where your insertion point was. If you do this, double check to make sure all MLA and APA formatting rules were followed and that the entries are correct. The last tab we are going to look at is the Review tab. This is where you will find the Spelling and Grammar tool, a word count tool, and the Comments tool. When you are done with your document, it is a good idea to run Spelling and Grammar Checker to ensure you don't have any misspelled words in your document. Please note, if a word is misspelled, but the misspelling matches an actual word, spell check will not catch it. So it is important to also read through your document and do your own spelling check as well. To do a spelling check, just click this button and then choose to change or ignore anything it suggests. When it is done, if you have audio on your computer, it'll make a little chime to let you know it's done. This check will also make grammatical suggestions if it thinks they are appropriate, and it is up to you to decide if the changes should be made. Once it has made all of the suggestions, you can click OK and the spelling checker will close. If you started the spelling checker in the middle of a document, it may ask if you want to start again from the beginning. If it does ask this, I recommend clicking OK and doing so, just to make sure you don't miss anything. You can click the word count button to get a count of how many words are in your document. Just click word count and then click close once you've looked at it. You can use the comments tool to add comments to a document when proofreading. Your instructor may use this tool to add comments to your document. To add a comment, select the text you want to comment on, then click the new comment button. When you type a comment, you'll see it is cut off on the right side of the screen. Usually it would not be cut off, just the way my screen is set up. Now, once you've added your comment, just click out of it. It'll leave this little bubble to show you that there's a comment there. You click on that to see it. Click on that to turn it to hide it again. You can click Show Comments to show all of your comments in a column on the right side of your Word window. You can click Show Comments again to hide the comments. So that's how you can look at comments that your instructor might leave for you, or if you want to try to leave comments for a classmate or friend whose document you're proofreading. Now, the most important thing about working with Word, which I haven't mentioned yet, is to always make sure to save your work when you are done. In fact, it's even a good idea to save it every few minutes so you don't have to worry about losing anything to power outages or wandering off and doing something else and forgetting to save your work. So to save your work, I'm just going to use this little button here, and it saved my file. Okay. If you've never saved the file you're working on, when you click this, it will bring up the same window with options that going to File and then Save would have brought up. So that's the end of our Word walkthrough. Okay, so that was our tour of Microsoft Word. When you are working on a Word document, you may find it helpful to have some resources to look at for more detailed guidance or to learn about some advanced options in Word. These two websites are my favorite resources for Microsoft Office help. gcflearnfree.org is a great website that has short lessons on how to do so many things in Word, PowerPoint, Excel, resume writing and office skills, life skills, financial skills, and many other topics. It is a great resource for so many things. The other site is Microsoft Office's official support website, where they have short tutorials for some of the basic tasks you can complete with Word. This one is a little more basic, but still very helpful for quick reminders or to jog your memory about how to do something. That concludes our Getting Started in Microsoft Word video. I hope you learned something helpful, and thanks for watching.